When you run a business, setbacks change everything. And online, they happen fast. With your Comcast Business Internet, you can stay ahead. And now it comes with Security Edge to make it even more secure. It helps keep your network safe with scans every 10 minutes. And unlike some cybersecurity options, this helps protect every device that's connected. Because when your information, your people, and your company have Security Edge, you can be ready for what's next. Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Security Edge requires Comcast Business Internet. Actual speeds vary.
This is a CBC podcast.
Well, Indigenous communities across New Brunswick are gearing up for booster shot clinics. Public Health announced earlier this week that third dose booster shots will be made available starting next week for First Nation communities and for healthcare workers as well. Many people in those groups were among the first to receive first and second doses, and that was months ago now. Kirsten Nissen is a registered nurse and a community health nurse at the Tobic First Nation, and she's on the line. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So when do you hope to hold your first clinic at Tobic?
So our first clinic that we're going to be offering third doses or booster shots is going to be next week on the 28th of October.
28th of October, so just a week away.
Yeah.
What goes into planning a clinic like that?
A lot of prep work. I think this will be our 11th clinic. The groundwork has been laid. It took a lot to get through the process at the start, but, we've been through it 11 times now. So it's kind of, I wouldn't say I know it like the back of my hand, but it's been, there's always something new that comes up with every clinic that's new or, information's always changing with this vaccine as well. So it's kept me on my toes.
I would imagine. I mean, on one hand, it's a well-oiled machine, but there is always new information. So what do people in the community need to know about that clinic a week from now? Do they need to make appointments, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so we have ran both appointment clinics and walk-in based clinics. With this one, because we have to know people's dates of their second vaccine, we did an appointment-based. So they've been calling our health center, and they can call up until Wednesday next week to make appointments for the clinic. And we will accept some walk-ins as well. We don't want to turn anybody away. So just depending on what they need to either start their series, get that second dose that they've been waiting on, or get their booster.
Okay. For the booster, it has to have been 6 months since the second dose. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, 6 to 8 months is what the recommendation is. So we had quite a huge turnout for the first and second doses we offered in March and April. So we'll be looking for those April second dosers to come get their booster shot.
It sounds like you've been getting a fair number of calls. What's your sense of what the uptake will be for these third doses?
I think for the third doses, there'll be quite a few. We had, all those keeners that came in that really wanted that protection right off the bat. And I think we'll be getting that group again. It was roughly around 600 people that we vaccinated between March and April for their first and second dose.
That's impressive. You've been busy.
We have. Yeah, we've been really busy.
Do you have a sense of what the vaccination levels are in the community?
I actually got those numbers together today. So in Tobic First Nation, we've given 1,076 doses, that's people with 2 vaccines. However, we did offer sometimes like our employees that work for the band who would be non-Indigenous, non-community members. We further broke that down to band-only members. We've given 796 people 2 vaccines.
Wow, that's a fair bit of the community.
Yeah.
How important is it, do you think, to have clinics like this in the community where people are comfortable and used to receiving care?
Oh my goodness, it's critical. We would see we had a lot going on. We also, our daily duties haven't really slowed down too much either. So on top of the vaccine and testing, we're doing COVID testing as well. We've had to fit these in, but and if the times we weren't offering vaccination clinics, people were requesting them, and if we didn't offer them, they wouldn't get them. So it does say a lot that, they want to have someone giving them the information that they trust. And, also with location and transportation issues that you often see, like it's just so crucial that we have been able to be right in the heart of the community offering this vaccine. Especially like there would be a lot of people that wouldn't ever, think to get it if we didn't offer it. So I'm really glad that we can offer that resource to the community, and especially during this, crazy time that we're in with COVID, and the circuit breaker that we're in our area has been, absolutely crazy. So it has been good for our safety.
What has that been like? I mean, Tobique has seen some cases, some exposures. Are you hoping these booster shots will help?
We are hoping. We had a total at one time of cases of 12 within our community. So, people are nervous. They're anxious of getting ill, and they want to protect themselves. And we're so glad we can do that to help them. The senior population, all the elders of the community, those were mostly, made up a large portion of those individuals we vaccinated in March and April. So we will be getting them protected with this third dose, and that means a lot as well. They need the extra protection, and especially during this time.
Hugely important, certainly. Yeah. Do you have all the support you need? Is there anything the government or public health could do to make this process easier?
Well, I mean, we do have a good team. We have a really strong team that's been assisting in running these clinics, and public health has always been available to us to, give a hand. There's been at least one representative at every one of our clinics, just there for, for support for the nursing staff if we had questions that hadn't come up yet. There was barriers. There was a lot of barriers at the start, but a lot of it just had to do with, not knowing how we can store the vaccine, or,
right.
There was a lot of stringent logistics that we had to follow with the vaccine, and the ultra frozen state it had to be in but now we know more. And some of those barriers have come down. We're actually able, if we don't use the vaccine, we can store it in our vaccine fridge for up to 30 days. So that has been a little easier. So if maybe someone comes the next day and we can vaccinate them, as long as we have 6 people, we have to use up the vial for how many doses are in a vial. So it's been better. It was rough at the start, but I think it was rough everywhere at the start in terms of logistics.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to hear that. So first booster shot clinic a week from today. I suspect that won't be the last.
No. We were looking at our, the way people's 6 months will come out. So we did clinics starting in March, April, May, June, July, and September and October. So we'll be at this for a while. And then I'm sure in the meantime, the Health Canada will be approving the, between 11 and 5-year-old vaccine administration. So we'll have to be throwing that in there. We're in for a long haul of vaccine clinics.
And did I hear you had a flu clinic today?
Yes, we did. We offered the flu shot today, and we'll be, continuing to offer that today as the time goes on as well. We just wanted to get the ball rolling. We had a lot of requests for flu shots this year, and I'm glad we got, the flu shot into some people's arms today, and we'll be having lots more of those as well as during, over the next month or so.
Listen, best of luck, Kirsten. Thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Kirsten Nissen is a community health nurse at the Tobique First Nation. Booster Shot Clinic is planned in Tobique for next Thursday.
For more CBC podcasts, go to cbc.ca/podcasts.